What is going on, everybody? This is another attempt in my life to actually put together a solid garage gym, where in the past I've definitely failed and just couldn't stick with it. But I'm actually confident and optimistic on this little primitive setup I got going on right here. Of course, with a total gym or a sliding bench trainer as the main focal point of this garage gym. So in this video, I want to talk about two things. One, if it's not going to be obvious, why I believe a total gym or a sliding bench trainer is the ideal piece of home fitness equipment to put in a garage, and or can be your kind of foundational staple in a garage gym. So if you guys are new to this channel or already maybe have a garage gym and have other things like traditional weights and squat racks and things like that, but do not have a total gym, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, so I'm gonna talk about that in this video. And the second part of this is for people that actually already do own this equipment, but maybe don't have it in the garage, and what are some potential pros and cons of actually moving your total gym or sliding bench trainer out here versus being in your house or maybe outside like I was doing the rest of the summer. Now I'll be showing kind of various pieces of equipment that I think are pretty effective, and if you guys are interested in kind of my little rough setup, I'll put everything down in the description box if you guys do want to check it out and or support the channel. Now when most people think about putting together a garage gym, they tend to gravitate towards the free weights, the dumbbells, the squat racks as those core pieces of resistance training equipment. I know I certainly did in the past. I often found those things never really stuck, really because I got kind of bored of just doing those same kind of modalities. And if you guys are new to this channel, one of the big things I try and do and get across to you guys is just how awesome, versatile, and effective these total gyms or these sliding bench training machines really are. Primarily because if you're like me and you go to the gym and you like messing around with different equipment, you like stressing your muscles in a bunch of different variety of exercises and range of motions and planes of movement, you tend to can get bored if you go to your garage and just doing strict kind of barbell presses and dumbbell exercises, even though they are certainly very effective. I just find that since I got this machine, my workouts have been definitely way more interesting above anything else I've done in the past, especially in my home. So it's gonna make perfect sense that I want to incorporate this into my garage gym. So in these last few days, having my barbells and dumbbells handy, it was certainly kind of interesting to kind of jump on and do some simple barbell stuff. I haven't benched in a long time, which actually is kind of interesting because I've only been doing all the chest exercises on here. And I found myself doing a bunch of different circuits or stations of just doing 225 for sets of 10 really easily. Didn't feel like I really lost any benefit whatsoever. The exercise itself felt really natural and smooth, even though I haven't really touched it for over a year. With that being said though, even though I was playing around with my weights and some free weights a little bit, I still found myself going right back to this total gym because this is where, in my opinion, I find to have the best and most interesting workouts. So honestly, what I'm just trying to say is that this machine can do all the things, all the different exercises and movements that a squat rack or dumbbells can do for about probably a fraction of the price if you were to get all those external weight plates and dumbbells and barbells. But it's also just way more interesting, and I find myself kind of supersetting between exercises and just finding myself a lot more engaged with the workout overall. But certainly if you guys got this extra equipment here, it's not taking up too much space and it's really compact, which is one of the beauties about this machine, is that now you can make this kind of like a station type workout where all those benefits you guys were getting in the gym with cable machines and different various exercise machines, you can get that with this one piece of equipment much better than some of those cable crossover machines, those big multi-station machines that take up a lot of space. You can't move it, you can't put this stuff off to the side. And so to me, this is another huge win, because if you guys are thinking about having a garage gym, and that was kind of my thought initially, is that if I put a garage gym together, I'm really gonna sacrifice this garage gym space, and I still wanna have this extra space to kind of put one of my cars in the garage. And so the beauty of this is if you have the kind of the setup that I'm kind of showing you guys here, everything's kind of outside in the perimeter. And I got the total gym can essentially fold up and put off to the side. I'm using these simple stall mats. I'm not putting down a bunch of rubber flooring. You might not like that. I kind of like this kind of primitive look of this gym, but it makes it really easy to kind of stack up and get things out of the way, clear the space, still make this a functional garage if I want to, and really easily, honestly within within like 5 minutes, I can set up my gym, put everything where I want it to be. Now, if you guys have a total gym and you don't have it in your garage, you're maybe considering it, I'm gonna talk about some of the pros and cons about possibly moving it to your garage and maybe doing a setup like this. The big pro that I noticed is that it really invites me to kind of use more of my attachments. You guys have seen, if you've been watching my channel, the transition of me just kind of working at my basement, started adding a few extra things, and I realized really I'm not using half that stuff, so I went kind of still back to bare bones setup, but I was still buying some extra little things, even all these different attachments you guys see here, that when I did move to a much smaller space in my basement, a whole like basically a solid dedicated room to my exercise equipment, it still felt really cramped. And so what's really cool about having all this open space is it really allows me to kind of maximize not just all these attachments and all this extra stuff here, but really helps me maximize just the total gym machine in general. So this last summer when I've been training for about 3 months or so outside. I love working out outdoors. I'll continue to work out outdoors. But what I typically did was basically just grab like 1 or 2 different items, brought them outside with resistance bands, 1 or 2 different attachments, and I really wouldn't mess around too much with supersetting and interchanging different attachments and different exercises. Now that I got this stuff here, I'll bring more stuff I actually have in storage out. I'm finding myself just naturally doing a lot more cross training. I'm switching out different things and exercises that I typically wouldn't do just because it was kind of cumbersome to interchange all this different stuff in and out of a typical workout. And so a garage kind of feels like the best of both worlds, where I get kind of that freedom and open space that I got from working out outdoors with the equipment, and I can still do that if I really want to by cracking open the garage door or just bringing this thing out back. But also the benefits of being indoors where I had all my equipment kind of surrounded around me, but I still got some nice space and clearance, not only to kind of work with this stuff, but again, do some supersetting with different stations if you guys choose to do so. I know even though I have this stuff here, I'm probably not going to use it nearly as much, but I'll probably use it more than I did just because it was so cramped to kind of getting that stuff kind of so confined around me. So in kind of wrapping this up, the only final point I want to say is that I was really apprehensive about turning my garage into a gym because again, I thought it would take up too much space and dedicated space and didn't think it was really necessary. But it really, I think, is going to be the best decision kind of going forward. Like I said, not just for maximizing this machine, but maximizing all the equipment I have. It's so easy to do. It doesn't take up much space at all. You don't need to get a whole bunch of extra gym flooring like I was saying. Just getting 2 simple stall mats I think would suffice. It's better than working out on the carpet and also sweating on your carpet or sweating in your house. You still got this kind of open air feel. For sure, it's going to get a little colder where I'm at. I'm going to be getting a space heater, but honestly, not really necessary. I've been working out in here. It's been almost 40 degrees. A little cold initially, but I was starting working up a sweat, and I got plenty warm in here. And find myself again just kind of using old things that I traditionally wouldn't be using. So that's really it, guys. If you guys are thinking about putting together some sort of a garage gym and you don't have a total gym, I don't know what you're waiting for. Pick one of these things up. They're relatively inexpensive. I put some cheaper models down below too if you guys are curious about it. You're going to reap all the benefits of your barbell training if you're a barbell or dumbbell enthusiast. And if you're somebody who is a total gym enthusiast and you want to kind of take it up a notch, open up some more space, and if you have a garage, don't feel like you have to sacrifice that car space to really maximize a really cool kind of gym setting in your home. So that's really it, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video.